All right, everyone. So, what we're going to do is we are reviewing for the interim. So, what's going to happen is you're going to have a section, and each section is going to give you a problem that you are going to see on the interim next week. So, it's super, super, super important for you to take this assignment very seriously. See what you know, see what you don't know, so you can help study for the test on Tuesday. All right, so number one, we did this yesterday, and I'm gonna go over this problem, and then you're gonna try this problem on your own. It says identify all expressions that are equal to this expression right here. So the first thing you have to do is actually solve this expression to figure out what do these need to be equal to. So here I have 3/4 times 12 divided by 3 minus 2. And the first thing is, remember, our order of operations are GEMDAS and then A/S. Okay, so first is grouping, so parentheses, absolute value, brackets. There's nothing in a group, so that's the first one. I don't have any exponents, that's the E, so that's the second. So now we have multiplication and division, and that becomes before addition and subtraction. So the first thing you could do with multiplication and division is just do the one that you feel like you know first. And so I know that 12 divided by 3 is 4, so I'm going to put 4 here. And then we have 3/4, and remember the dot means multiplication, minus 2. So if you don't know what 3/4 of 4 is, that's not a problem. We know how to multiply. So what I'm going to do is, on the side, we're going to do 3/4 times 4, and we know that 4 is the same as 4 over 1. So I'm going to get 12 over 4. Okay, well, 12 over 4, because 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 1 is 4. 12 over 4 is 3. So what I'm going to get is 3, right? Because 3/4 of 12 now is 3, minus 2, which equals 1. So the first thing I did here is I solved out this expression, found out that this expression equals 1. So now what we have to do is figure out, well, which one of these also equals 1. So I'm going to write this down right here. A is 10 divided by 5, which I know equals 2. So that's wrong. So it's not A. Let's do B. We have -2 plus 3. Now, remember, these are different signs, which means we find the difference between them. It's like subtracting. So the difference between 3 and 2 is 1, but I have more positives, so my answer is going to be 1. Now remember, you could also do 3 positives and actually draw them out. 2 negatives. Positives and negatives cancel each other out. So I'm left with 1 positive. So that's 1. So B is one of my answers. So I'm going to click right here, B. So just give that a click. Now let's try C. It says 1/4 times 8 minus 1. And so some of you might know that 1/4 of 8 is 2. But again, if you're not sure, you could just always multiply them, just like what I did here. So I know that I have to multiply before I subtract, because of the order of operations. Multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So we have 1/4 multiplied by 8. That gives me 1/4 times, let's do 8 over 1. That gives me 8 over 4, because 1 times 8 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, so this equals 2 minus 1, which equals 1. So C is also an answer, right? Because this is identify all expressions, so we need to make sure that all expressions are solved out so I could see if they actually equal each other. And the last one, we have 1/2 times 4 divided by 2. So you can kind of start off with any order. It really doesn't matter with multiplication and division. So 1/2 times 4 is the same as half of 4. I know that half of 4 is 2, but you could do the same thing where you multiply 1/2 times 4 over 1. You would get 4 over 2, which is 2, divided by 2, which is also 1. So B, C, and D are all answers to this one right here. Okay, so again, just to review, the first thing you have to do is you have to solve out this expression using order of operations, which means multiplication and division come before subtraction. And then you have to solve every single one of them to see which one is equal to this. So now you're going to try this one on your own. So again, you have to make sure to solve this expression first and then see which ones of these are equal to the expression that you solved out here. All right.